Hey y'all, I just wanted to record a video. You know, been feeling a lot more recently because, um, my doctor, she's been helping me a lot. So I've been thinking a lot about my feelings, and today I wanted to talk about how feelings really play into our personality and our emotions. Um, I don't think emotions make us weak. I personally think they make us stronger. It really gives us passion, and I think that as we get older, I think we kind of neglect that feeling, especially when when we're a kid and we goof around and all that. People really downplay the feeling that we feel inside, but I did hear somewhere that it's okay because we don't really know what the other person is going through in their head, and we'll never really know. People can explain themselves as much as they want about how they feel on the inside, how they feel currently, but I feel that a lot of people, they don't really care. Like, I know it sounds really like I know it sounds really bad that most people probably don't really care about what you're feeling at the moment, but I want to say that you know it's easy to explain yourself, but the more you explain yourself, the less respect you get. And I sort of understand that. Like, people have this sort of self-image of what they think of you, and that's really how they treat you. So when they think of you, and like, whether your name pops up or your face pops up, or maybe they don't even remember your face, but they'll remember how they feel about you because of the things. Let's just say your history together, or but let's pull that back. Everybody has a different first impression of one another, and everybody has a different persona when they show to other people. How you get along with, let's say, your friend versus your best friend. How you get along with your coworker versus your teacher. Everybody sees a different side of you, and I want to say that that's completely normal. I'm not saying that your personality changes because you speak a different language. Maybe it does, but I want to say that it it really boils down to the fact that you really have to just accept for who you are. And it doesn't matter how much money you make, it doesn't matter what kind of job you have, and it doesn't really matter any of that. Nobody really cares. Nobody really cares about you unless they love you. See, like maybe they care a little bit, like maybe like they'll be like, huh, like, oh wow, but the people who truly love you, their emotions inside, how they feel about you, maybe they'll shed a tear, maybe they feel some sort of, I don't know, anguish or sadness, or if you're gone, maybe some people just don't care at all. What I want to say is, these guys who are out there who know you, um, those feelings are invaluable. Uh, Many people nowadays, they really think about themselves, right? Most of our thoughts, I'm assuming like 90% of our thoughts, are about ourselves. And even if you think about other people, you really think about how they feel towards you. So I think none of it really means much. None of it really, it's all about what you think. Like let's just cut to the chase. It's all about how you are feeling in your head, how you are portraying yourself and thinking about yourself. When you look into the mirror, when you look at yourself, do you like who you are in that mirror? Like, when you look in the mirror, how do you feel about yourself? How do you picture yourself? Who do you want to be? Where do you see yourself X amount of years from now? Are you happy with the type of person that you are today? If not, what kind of changes are you going to make? What are you going to do? What action are you going to take? 99.9999999 things that happen around you is not because of you. Just because you do something, it doesn't mean the result is because of what you did. You get what I'm trying to say? Like the physics of you doing something and it triggering something else happening, that's all kind of bullshit. Things happen. They just happen. It's not because of you. And just because you do something, it doesn't necessarily trigger another thing to happen. You gotta think about that for a second. You gotta really dig deep and think about who you want to become. And that all begins here. And I saw someone at the mall today and they were like, oh, the line starts here. And she has like a basket of carts full of stuff. And she's with like her two kids, and there were another couple behind her. And she was like, oh, do you guys want to go first? I had one sandwich left. Like, I didn't even know that there was a line, but it was a self checkout line. And then boom, five spots open, and I jump into one of them because one of the guys who manages the self service was like, oh, there's a spot here, and I went there, and I turned back, and I'm hearing her like yell at her kids because like she was like, oh, I can't handle you guys anymore. You guys are like a total mess or some shit. And then I don't know, I just felt bad like for the kids, like when I grew up, I mean, I felt stuff, but I didn't really express anger. So as kids, when you have that sort of feeling and you grow up, you might resent it, or you might, you have that sort of uh, like stigma in the back of your head where it triggers it, and I don't know, it might trigger something. I don't know if it's anger or sadness, but or a feeling in between, but I look into things, and how you feel about yourself kind of dictates your reality. And it's sort of in conjunction with your personality, because it's not like you can really change your personality, and it's not like you can really change the way you grew up and your environment. But I want to say this is that I realize that your environment really, not necessarily dictates, but it really affects how you become in the future. So as a super independent individual, I understand like most people might not see things, like they might see like like the bottle upside down, and you see your bottle like face up or maybe to the side. What I'm saying is their perspective of you, it might change based on what you show them, but it doesn't really mean their opinion really matters. Their thought of you, it doesn't really mean much. Like most people, probably 99.99% of people probably don't really care about what that guy over there at that Safeway is going to think about you. No one's going to care, right? Because who are they to you? But when your loved one or someone that you highly respect says something about you, you'll probably feel hurt, because in your mind, you're putting emotions, you're putting feelings into it. You connect yourself with it. And when you have that sort of fire in your soul, in your heart, and you associate that with what you love, I think that really, it really boils down to how you're feeling in the moment, but also the history and everything, everything, it might like, what if that guy just ruined that moment for you? Like the person that you admire just ruined everything because they had a bad first impression of you. Are you going to hate them? I don't know. Maybe your opinion might change of him. Maybe you have like a very outlier approach of, oh my God, I met him, but he was an asshole, and he wasn't chill at all, man. Maybe that guy was just having a bad night. I don't know. But at the end of the day, man, I just want to get that point across. People are very, very, they're very selfish in today's day of age. People are very not kind to other people, very, very judgmental, uh, very, very, I saw this on the fortune cookie, very judging by the cover of their book. And you don't really know what's going on in their head. You don't really know what they're dealing with. So treating people with respect and treating people with kindness, it goes a long way, you know? Um, you don't know what they're about to do. So I think in any sort of situation, as long as you be the good person at the end of the day, I still believe that you will win, and I still believe that when things happen, they happen not because of you. They happen because of, how like when you're supposed to learn something, but you're not able to apply it after you learn it, but did you really learn it? And I think the universe is trying to tell you that if you constantly push the same sort of action and you expect the same thing to happen and you keep doing it and you're not getting out of it and you expect different results, it's really not that good. Sure, you can expect the same thing, but eventually you're going to be like, oh, if I do something different, it's probably going to be something different, right? That's assuming you try to do it, and that's assuming you actually do it. And if I were to go back and tell myself and say like, oh, your action doesn't matter, what you do, it really doesn't matter. Um, Maybe it doesn't. Maybe the choices that we make, at the end of the day, how we felt at that moment of time, you can't really regret upon it. You can't really dwell on it. So I think just be the best version of yourself. Just try to smile through the tough times. No matter how hard it is, just try to smile. I don't really know. Like, some people are going through it, man. Like, they have hard times, and other people are just greedy. Other people are just selfish. And other people are just, they don't know. They don't know what they did, and they don't really know what they will do. So I think if you're able to focus on yourself and you're able to really invest in yourself, I think your future self would really appreciate what you did and would really admire, that version of you who told yourself to just do it, you know, and make that leap of faith to do something different. And if you expect the same results, yeah, like, of course, it's going to be the same. I was in a predicament where I was like, ah, shit, how did I get here, But it was the decisions that I made years ago at that moment of time. Like, I knew what the consequences were. I knew that if I did this bad financial decision, the future self me would suffer. But at that moment of time, I'm like, screw it, all in, It doesn't really matter. Like, it's okay. And when you go through that feeling and you lose it all and you come into your self realization, that you have nothing, then the sort of emotions start pouring in, and you'll start to realize who's really there for you, and you start to realize what's the most important to you. So even if the closest people um, are in your heart, and they might not be there for you all the time, but you have yourself at the end of the day. And I want to let you know that no matter what, you still got yourself. And you can look at the mirror and tell yourself that you're the best, and there's nothing in this world that can break you. And even if you are broken and lost, you can still find yourself again. And one of the greatest gifts is you can never truly forget who you're supposed to be, because you're destined to become the person that you're destined to be. So yeah, I think this video is getting too long, but I appreciate you for staying and listening to me rant about these mumbo jumbo emotions. But I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my doc. So thanks, doc.